Man, guys, so the struggle of doing videos for the first time, trying to be consistent. Man, I got this camera in my face, I got this harsh light in my face, so I'm learning in the process. So please bear with me as I learn how to start and continue and be consistent at this video YouTube platform, man. So like I said, I'm gonna get started. It's actually December 30th, so tomorrow is going to be New Year's Eve, and so my hope is to get this uploaded tonight. Very basic video, nothing crazy, guys. And then I hope to do a New Year's Eve video, which will be out the following day, and so on and so forth. I'm going to try to upload a video every day. So I'm going to get to reading, and this should be up on the 31st by the time you're watching this, hopefully. Thank you for joining me on this journey. And man, whatever the name of my channel is, I don't know what it is was going to be called yet, but this night's rendition is going to be Tacos and Spiritual Gifts. All right, so it's the day before New Year's Eve, and I'm here in Bakersfield. We are about to eat some tacos, but I wanted to show you real quick where we at. We're at Taqueria El Paisano on the east side of Bakersfield. Let me show you guys. So over here in the truck, we got a lady making the tortillas by hand. That's always a good sign. You're gonna get some good quality tasting food. She's taking the orders. This man is grilling some steaks over here. Sorry for the bad quality, guys. Like I said, one video a day for 7 days. Think Media Challenge. Just wanted to make sure that I get ahead of it. All right, guys. I got this beauty right here, yo. Got this beauty right here. Ain't gonna put the car license plate on the video. I don't even know how to blur things out yet. All right, so this is what they call a campechano. I've never had this before. This is supposedly some type of steak and longaniza together, and I'm told that in other places it would actually be even more meats depending on the spot. So I'm gonna get a good taste of this and just enjoy this awesome taco. Oof. And then I mentioned that these tortillas are handmade. Like, I saw them making it. It's crazy. Let's see. Ooh, my son is in the back there and he knows what's coming. Let's taste this. Got nice crunch, nice textures. That first bite, I didn't get any of the guacamole or whatever this green sauce is. Let me get another bite. A lot of flavor. Definitely not bland. I'm getting it all over my hoodie. Well, this is a hit, guys. You can taste the smoky flavors. You can taste the crunchiness. The steak is real juicy. It's not seasoned like I would season it, but that's a good thing, right? Because it's interesting what people can do with their food and meat. But yeah, I'm gonna jump into the rest of this food. Thanks for joining me, guys. So I've been on a journey as of recent to take a deep dive and study the spiritual gifts, whether they be from a continuationist perspective or from a cessationist perspective. I should probably explain that. So the gifts of the Holy Spirit has been an item in history, church history specifically, that has been heavily debated and became a topic of interest with the charismatic movement over the last 150 years. This last week, I was had the privilege of preaching at my church here in California, and I spoke from Romans chapter 12 verses 1 through 13, and there was a list of spiritual gifts. And even before then, I had been thinking and pondering about how the church can be mobilized into using the giftings that God had given them. And so I guess part of my study in 2022 is to really go harder. And I picked up this book on the spiritual gifts right here by Tom Schreiner. He's a professor at the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary in Louisville, Kentucky. And it's funny because I actually picked this up a couple years back while I was living in New Orleans. The Lifeway bookstore was closing down in New Orleans because they were building a new center for church planting, which is awesome. Shout out to George Ross on really leading the church planting movement out there in NOLA. But the bookstore was closing down and everything was on sale. And so I got to pick this book up along with a bunch of other books. That's why it says not returnable, which is funny. But anyway, upon reading the intro, I realized, I'm like, oh man, Tom Schreiner is writing this book from the perspective of a cessationist, which I guess I'd never really stopped to consider whether this book was cessationist or continuationist in its viewpoint. But that brings up a solid point. So I think it's interesting that when studying spiritual gifts, a lot of us, we lean on our experiences. And so one thing that I hope to gain, as I admit, I am not a cessationist. So I consider myself a continuationist. In other words, I believe that all the spiritual gifts in 1 Corinthians 12 and 1 Peter and in Romans 12, I believe that all those spiritual gifts can and are active today in the church, and it is our job to ask the Holy Spirit to reveal what they are to us, that we might learn to use them and to edify the church with them. That being said, being a continuationist when it comes to the spiritual gifts, I hope to really gain from my brother Tom Schreiner and respected professor, certainly a sharper theologian than I am. And I hope to just learn and be charitable from that point of view. It's easy to say, oh yeah, he's not going to convince me because I'm set in my ways. But I guess I am open to the idea of being persuaded to cessationism. However, my experience in the faith and the things that I've seen, especially in New Orleans and in New York City, man, I don't think that that's possible for me. But I do respect brothers who take that point of view. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start reading this book and hopefully be done with it in the next few days. And maybe I can come back and report what I learned from this book. Man, thank you for tuning in.